What if the myths and legends of giants that have haunted civilizations for thousands of years were based on real, extraordinary beings who once walked among us? What if their legacy is hidden not just in one culture, but across the entire globe? The Nephilim are perhaps the most famous of these legendary giants, but the truth of their existence has fascinated and baffled scholars, historians, and explorers for centuries. The Bible speaks of the Nephilim as the offspring of angels and human women, described as mighty men of renown. But the Nephilim aren't confined to one religious text or one ancient culture. They have appeared in nearly every major civilization's mythology, from the deserts of Mesopotamia to the jungles of South America, from the mountains of India to the temples of Egypt. Could these giants really have existed? Let's take a journey through ancient cultures worldwide to uncover their fascinating and often chilling stories. The most famous reference to the Nephilim is found in the Bible's book of Genesis. According to the text, the Nephilim were the result of the sons of God, interpreted by many as angels, taking human wives. The offspring were giants, beings of immense power who supposedly roamed the earth before the Great Flood. But here's the twist. Genesis 6:4 says, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days and also afterward." This suggests that these giants may not have been wiped out entirely by the flood. Could remnants of their bloodline still exist today? Traveling east to the cradle of civilization, we find the Anunnaki, an ancient group of gods in Sumerian mythology, often described as giant, powerful beings. The Anunnaki were said to have descended from the heavens, bringing advanced knowledge and civilization to humanity. Some believe these Anunnaki were the same beings the Bible refers to as sons of God. These giants were credited with building the first cities, teaching agriculture, and even influencing kingship. The Sumerian epic of Gilgamesh, a tale of a half-god, half-human king who was said to be two-thirds divine, further blurs the lines between gods and giants. Could the Anunnaki be the Nephilim, or at least part of the same bloodline? In Greece, the myth of the Titans offers another chilling parallel. These were enormous, godlike figures who ruled before the Olympian gods and fought an epic battle for control of the world. The Titans were described as towering beings, often far larger than humans. One of the most famous Titans, Atlas, was condemned to hold up the heavens for eternity. Could the Greek Titans be echoes of the Nephilim, brought to life through the stories of ancient civilizations attempting to explain the origins of their divine rulers? Many researchers believe these myths are simply allegories for the powerful and possibly giant kings who once ruled over the early Mediterranean world. On the other side of the world, India also offers a fascinating connection to the giants. In the ancient Vedic texts, we encounter the Rakshasas, mythical beings who are often depicted as enormous, powerful creatures, sometimes monstrous, sometimes divine. These beings were said to be capable of immense feats of strength and were both feared and revered by the gods. The most famous Rakshasa, Ravana, was the 10-headed king of Lanka and possessed unimaginable power. The Mahabharata and the Ramayana, two of the most important Hindu epics, feature numerous giants who shape the fate of kingdoms. Could these giants be a reflection of the Nephilim? Or were they another branch of these ancient, otherworldly beings who left their mark on history? Traveling west to the Americas, we encounter another strange mystery: the colossal stone heads of the Olmec civilization, one of the earliest Mesoamerican cultures. These massive heads, some weighing over 40 tons, are thought to represent the Olmec rulers, but their exaggerated oversized features have led some to believe they may be depictions of giants. The Olmecs flourished in what is now Mexico from around 1200 BCE, and their art and architecture reflect a deep connection to the divine. Some researchers propose that these rulers were considered giants or were descended from a race of giants who may have arrived from distant lands. In Africa, stories of giants also emerge across the continent. The Dogon people of Mali speak of a race of beings, the Nomos, who came from the stars and were described as tall, human-like figures. In southern Africa, the Zulu people tell of the Bantu giants, legendary beings who supposedly helped shape the early cultures and were seen as ancient gods. These giant myths persist in African oral traditions, suggesting a deeper, unbroken connection between ancient civilizations and the notion of giant beings who may have lived among them, or even shaped their world. So, where does that leave us with the Nephilim? According to many scholars, the Great Flood was meant to wipe out the corrupt